Hi. First of all, this is not alcohol. It's a decaf latte. I don't drink and I can't have caffeine, so we do what we can to cope. Cheers. Listen, this is gonna be juicy, babe, so I need your full attention. The other day, I realized that I'm halfway through my 20s. I am 25. Not sure how that happened, but I have spent every single one of the last 5 years fighting for my life. I'm not where I thought I'd be by now. I'm nowhere close. And that's a particularly upsetting feeling when you've already done things that should have put you on the path to success. I dropped out of college 6 years ago to follow my dreams. Yet I've worked at the same job since I was 19. I've never shown up in the world the way I actually want to. I still struggle with limiting beliefs. And the very first thing I've internalized with my brand new frontal lobe, love having a frontal lobe, is how that one cringy saying all the self-help YouTubers say is actually true. No one is coming to save you. And this got me thinking, this time next year, I'm gonna be 26. Sorry, I thought I was gonna vomit for a second. 1 year from today, do I wanna wake up in the same bed, in the same apartment, in the same city, with the same job, in the same relationships? You've probably heard this before. If you knew your dream life was guaranteed to be only 6 months away, what would you do right now to prepare? You know how when a woman is pregnant, she starts building up a nursery. She buys a crib, she builds it, she paints the walls, she has a baby shower, people bring her diapers, baby clothes, bottles, formula, whatever she's gonna need, because she's preparing for her baby's arrival. That is how you should be preparing for your dream life. As if it's a given. As if there's an exact date set for it to come. So that's what I've been trying to do lately. And let me tell you, it is not easy. It is not easy at all. I wish it was as simple as building a nursery. I think when we hear other people's success stories, it leads us to believe that our success is inevitable too, which it is, especially if you're watching this video. But then when you go to take action for yourself, you start to realize what is actually required of you in order to prepare for the life that you want. And sometimes it means blowing up your entire life as you know it. Once you realize that it means ending that stagnant relationship, even though it's been 5 years, it means moving to a new place where you don't know anybody. It means moving back home to your parents' house. It means quitting that job you hate, even though you make 6 figures. You hit the brakes real quick and you're like, ooh, maybe my life isn't that bad. Actually, I like my apartment. I make good money at my job, so why would I quit? And I've already dedicated 5 years of my life to this relationship, so why would I leave if I'm comfortable? And from there, you settle. I would argue that this is a much harder place to grow from than if you were in a place where you genuinely did hate everything about your life. Because at that point, your desperation to change your situation would become your motivation to do it. But when your life is not even awful on paper, it just feels empty, maybe boring, out of alignment. It's like you kind of want to create a different life for yourself, but only if you know for a fact that your success is guaranteed. Because if not, you'd rather just stay the same. And since no one can predict the future unless nothing ever changes, we do everything in our power to never change. So you start telling yourself, since I can't even guarantee that leaving all of this behind and blowing up my whole life will actually lead me to success, what if it just leaves me feeling empty, lonely, and broke? What if I do nothing but regret the mess I made and hate myself for all eternity for ruining my perfectly average life? And I'm going to be so real with y'all, I do not have the answers you're looking for. I'm asking some of the same questions myself, but there are some things that really help with this feeling and kind of push you towards the direction you need to go in. And that's what I really want to share with you today. First is understanding that nothing is actually guaranteed, even if you do stay the same. That's obvious, but look at the job market right now. You could lose your job and your apartment anyway. Accidents happen. People get sick. Your car could be totaled. Tomorrow is not even guaranteed. There are so many things that could happen anyway that could change your whole reality like that. And if you don't willingly make the changes to your life that you feel like you should, A, you'll never reach your full potential, or B, eventually, life or God or the universe, whatever you believe in, will throw changes at you that are completely out of your control. Because everything is going to happen according to God's plan. It's already written. If His plan is for you to move, it's gonna happen whether you choose it or not. And when you're in a position where you know what you need to do, your intuition is telling you, your gut just knows what direction to move in, but you choose to ignore it, you only delay what's meant to come of it. God will not take something away without replacing it with something better. He will make something happen if you don't. And that can be a comforting thought. Sometimes it takes longer and it can be messy. Why would you want to delay what's meant for you? Why would you want to delay your blessings? You should be ready to go. You should be ready to go. Once you have this feeling that you know there's something you should do because your life isn't as good as you know it could be, things will not stay the same forever. Things will never be the same again, no matter how hard you try to preserve them. It's like when you're in a relationship, but you just know you gotta break up with this guy eventually. You just know that he's not for you, but you try to suppress the feeling because he didn't really do anything wrong, but suddenly he starts to be ugly and annoying, and you're just generally unattracted to him. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but your relationship's never gonna feel the same because you can't just ignore it when it gets to that point. And that's how everything in your life is gonna feel if you know there's something you should have done or you know there's something you should do and you're trying to suppress it. That's how everything in your life will start to feel. The second thing that'll help push you in the right direction is using your past mistakes as proof. Learn from them. That's why they're there. Maybe you can relate to this too. I feel like I've done most things wrong in my life up to this point. I feel like I've made every wrong decision I could have possibly made. And it was all in pursuit of staying comfortable. So I already know where trying to stay comfortable gets me, and I always regret it. You're always left thinking, I wonder what my life would have been like had I left that relationship sooner. Where would I be now had I not deleted my entire YouTube channel 10 years ago when I started? Now you'll never know. But you do know exactly where you'll be a year from now if you stay in that relationship, if you stay at that apartment, if you stay at that job, if you stay right where you are. And that kind of predictability is comforting. But it should also terrify you if you know you want more than what those things can offer you. And I know that God will bring you better things as soon as you make the space for them to come in. Stop waiting until you feel ready. No one is ever ready for literally anything that happens. The only difference here is that the things happening are self-imposed. You're choosing them, which should honestly make you feel empowered. So what are we waiting for? You need to make less comfortable choices. Your actions need to be aligned with the version of yourself you're becoming. You should choose to do hard things right now. Embody who and what you want to be, even though you don't feel ready. Most people aren't ready for most things that happen, babe. So choose to prioritize your health before your body gives you no other choice. Choose to walk away from that toxic relationship before God removes him for you. I'm speaking from experience. Choose to make that big move even though you're scared. Choose to leave that job you hate as soon as possible. Otherwise, before you know it, you'll be retiring from it. Look at how fast 20 got here. Tomorrow will be 50. And I know it's hard. It really is hard. Especially when you can't justify or explain why you feel like you need to do a specific thing. It's all intuitive and you have no objective proof that it's real or that it's gonna work out. But you need to have faith and take that action. The reasons why you had to move in a particular direction might be revealed to you later. But God is not gonna grant you your success and your dream life when people who aren't actually rooting for you are still in the picture. If I have people around me who are gonna try to sabotage me, who are gonna stress me out and drain my energy so I have none left to create with, why would God give me 1 million subscribers right now? He wouldn't. He's protecting and providing for future me. And he's doing the same for you. He's keeping your blessings safe by not giving them to you until you've done your part of cutting people off, moving, the hard stuff. He's protecting your blessings from being ruined by people who aren't actually on your side. Lastly, I feel like I should mention that your desire for more isn't bad, even if the life you currently have is pretty good. As women, we tend to feel guilty for wanting more, but it doesn't mean you're ungrateful for your current reality. But you also don't really have to settle for what you've got just because you aren't completely miserable right now. If you know you still want more, that's okay. Wanting more for ourselves is how we advance in life. It's how we get to the next level. I don't know why I just thought of this, but there's this quote I heard when I was 20, and it really spoke to me. But there's so many different versions of it because it's kind of a summary. It's the core principle of this philosophical teaching called the formula. You should look it up. It's really interesting. It says the key to living up to your potential is to follow your highest excitement until you can't take it any further without any expectations. Follow your deepest passion without attachment to specific results. Just something to think about if you don't know where to start. That's how you create valuable life experiences and live up to your full potential. Anyway, the point of this video was to let you know that you're really not alone if you feel this way. I'm right there with you, girl. I feel like I was speaking to myself this whole time. And we all know what it is we need to do. Even if you feel like you don't and you're sitting there acting like you're stuck and you're confused, you don't know what to do, you know. Your intuition is telling you. Your gut is telling you. There's a reason you clicked on this video. But so few of us are actually willing to make the hard decisions and take the necessary steps to completely transform our lives. While God is sitting there waiting on us to make a move so that he can start making preparations and setting things into motion for us. So what are we going to do now? If you can't change your environment right now, start by changing yourself. Become consciously aware of your flaws, shortcomings, habits, desires, limiting beliefs, and work on them. You have the power to transform your reality. Ask God for help. God is with you and he does not want you to fail. He is on your side. He is not a bad guy sitting up in the sky waiting to punish you for everything you've done wrong. He did not put you here to be a failure or to be miserable. Anyway, cheers, bitch. You got this.